Hey Dina, so thank you so much for coming in. Felt like we made some good progress. I was definitely nervous going into it, but I'm glad a few things opened up for us. I'm gonna start with the neck. Really, I love, things are getting a lot smaller as far as your area of concern. Obviously there's tension kind of throughout shoulder blade and traps. I'm really just chalking that up to general tension. I wouldn't call any of that too severe or an injury. The only spot we really have the concern there is the base of the spine, or base of the skull, excuse me. I think the best course of action there is, I love that you already have the movement down. I love that 45-degree angle pull. I love that when we add some rotation, you get a good one. What I want to start adding there is when you get to the end of that stretch, it's not going to be just a hold and hang out. Let's start adding movements. So I think some low-hanging fruit is going to be getting to that position and then adding some shoulder rotation. I think we found today that there is a pretty good correlation between the shoulder tension and movement with the neck. So just really trying to maximize your shoulder rotation, both back and downward. You can also do kind of opening up and across, just anything. Shoulder, full range of motion while you're holding that neck stretch. I think that's lovely. I would try that with both sides. Even if we're not hitting the right spot directly, heck, it's still a wonderful stretch. And what it's doing is kind of bulletproofing you for when you do get into weightlifting, CrossFit, some bigger things, that your neck isn't going to be so susceptible whenever whenever you shrug or whether your arms are up, that your neck's not going to automatically go to tension. It's going to know, hey, I can be relaxed while these things are happening. So that's number one. Number two is going to be, again, get to that end range of motion. I like this probably more for the trap, but you can do it for both. Get to the end range of motion and then do an isometric. Push your head against your hand, push, 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 and then relax a little more. Push, 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 and then relax a little more. Each subsequent rep, when you get to relax, you tend to get a little further. That muscle wants to relax a little bit more. Same here. You can push into this hand and do a little rotation. You can push back into your hand and then go further. So don't just get to the stretch and hang out. Let's add movement. Let's add reach. Let's add isometrics. I think that's going to be a wonderful next step into opening up the neck. Still, any sort of pressure we can do there. Massage, great too. Final step on the neck is getting that heavy bar, that 45-pound bar. Again, your tendency is to, as soon as anything happens to the neck, boom, we go right up with that shrug. Well, the bar is going to help keep you down. And honestly, if we can add even a little weight to the bar, I think 45 is a great start, but I'd love eventually to go heavier. And so then while your shoulder blades are depressed down, then you can add neck, any old range of motion that comes natural. Be my guest. But the beauty of this is you're doing it in a stretched position, so you can't cheat, as opposed to doing it up here where it's a little too easy. So weighted bar, stretch with rotation, and then stretch with isometrics. Those are three good options. I try them all, and then you might just end up doing one or two that you like the most. For the piriformis, the change I want to make there, you are doing wonderful with that kind of broken pigeon stretch. All right, 90 here, broken pigeon, leaning down. I know we've gotten to the point now where just the stretch is achievable and you can maintain that for a while. Now what I want to add is strengthen that piriformis. So I want you to do those piriformis push-ups, where as you come up, it's not just your hands doing the work, but you're actively pushing your knee into the floor to raise yourself back up. For me, it's about a 50-50 between my knee doing work. It's actually my piriformis, but I'm pushing through my knee and my hands helping me up. If I don't use my hands, it's possible, but it's hard. So feel free to make that a little more comfortable and use your hands to push out through that range of motion. You can try both sides on that, but I think we found today the right side is quite a bit weaker. I'd at least spend more time on that one. For the hamstring, we mentioned that little strain we have on the backside, propping that foot up and getting that stretch for that hamstring. Just keep doing that. I think you got another week or two left on that stretch until that one's gonna feel right. Bring the intensity on that way down, because again, that's a little bit more of an active injury. And the location of that is, it's in the hamstring tendon where it inserts onto the bone, and that's not an area you really want to stretch too aggressively, because worst case, it can pull away from the bone a little bit. So keep that one light and happy when you're stretching that. I would not do too much. We want to get to a point, you know, that if you do your left leg and you stretch that, you're going to feel that more in the hamstring belly. Whereas you do the right one and you're feeling it up high, that's a no-no. So eventually we'll get to the point where you feel that in the belly again. Until then, keep that super, super light. All right, final thing. Talked about kind of what your next steps are. I want you to employ the pyramid, if you will. So we're doing really good on corrective. Again, that's going to be the piriformis work, the neck work, a little bit of hamstring work. This is often throughout the day, you can't do this stuff enough. Very low-hanging fruit here. I know progressive for you is going to be introducing some CrossFit, maybe some jog. I kind of like maybe a hybrid between a fast walk and a light jog right now. I would not add a lot of miles yet, especially if we're introducing CrossFit now. I really only like one major variable at a time. Where I want you to do some work here is the maintenance. Daily, I want to do some pushing, some push-ups, some row, some squat, some lunge, some core, we talked about getting ready for the run, maybe some jumping jacks or jump rope, just kind of get light on your feet again, all right? So your job over the next couple months is to make yourself a 10 to 15 minute a day maintenance plan, just kind of full body, get a little sweaty, get loose. That's what's going to retrain your body to get ready for this and get out of this heck hole that we've been in here for a while. I want the corrective, I want the therapy exercises to be just a lot more what should I say? I don't want them to be your top of your mind. I want this stuff now to be top of mind, and this just happens to be there. We want to work our way up that pyramid and eventually get you doing big, awesome stuff at CrossFit. So I hope that helped. I think it does. I'm glad the neck felt better when we left, and like I say, let's do it again in 3 or 4 months and make sure that springtime we kind of have a good springboard going forward. Always a pleasure. Happy New Year. Take care.